The Family Life Kids Corner podcast is made possible by listeners like you.
Travis, you want to start up the Kids Corner for me?
You do it. You're not helpless.
I know, but I'm trying to be like Jesus today.
Come again?
Just listen to the Kids Corner. It'll all become clear.
I'm looking forward to hearing it after you turn it on.
Fine.
Christmas time is my favorite time, a time of hope and joy, a time to share the love of God since He came as a boy. We all have fun traditions like feasts, presents, and songs. We gather around the Christmas tree and try to get along. We read the Christmas story and think of Jesus' birth, how He left His home in heaven to bring us peace on earth. But last night was not a silent one, like the carol tells. I was awoken by a sound, and it wasn't jingle bells. There were screams from the room next door, not scary ones, but still. They cut through the night like blinding light, tiny, loud, and shrill. It was my baby cousin who was staying for the week. She had to tell about her woes, but she's too young to speak. And so with wails she spread her tales of hunger or soiled nappy. I couldn't tell what the issue was, but I could tell she wasn't happy. My aunt and uncle tried to soothe her and hushed her little cries, with bottles, diapers, swaddles, cuddles, burping, and lullabies. After what seemed like ages, they coaxed her back to sleep, then returned her to her bed and left without a peep. I fought and fought to fall asleep and drifted off, but then I woke back up to the same small sound. She was crying once again. And so it went for the whole night. I have to say I tried to get myself to ignore the noise as she cried and cried and cried. Just how long did I sleep? I cannot do the math. It's like half my brain is still in bed, and I want to be that half. I never thought I'd say this, but I can't wait till Christmas ends, and I can sleep the whole night through and be able to think again. Until that day, she's here to stay, and so this morning I will go to Mr. Jacobs' warm garage and listen to the radio. Mr. Jacobs?
Oh, hey Pete, what's up?
Am I the first one here?
So far.
All right.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm just a little tired. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. My uncle and aunt are staying over, and my baby cousin is making sure we all aren't getting any rest.
Ah, yeah. Some babies are like that.
Yeah, do you mind if I just lie down on the couch for a while?
Go right ahead. I'll try to keep it down for you.
Thanks.
Hi, Mr. Jacobs.
We're getting ready for a Christmas recorder concert for school.
Yeah, our parents won't let us practice at home. Is it okay if we take like 5 minutes to rehearse our parts? It'll be quick.
Well, it would be fine, but it's kind of bad timing.
Oh, well, we can wait.
But wait, why is it a bad time? Are you leaving or something?
Not exactly, Rachel. Peter got here first, and he's trying to catch up on sleep.
Oh, should we be quiet then?
Probably would be a good idea, Olin.
So, no radio programs?
I don't mind if they listen to the radio, Mr. Jacobs.
Thanks, Pete. We'll be quiet.
Great.
Hey guys, look! We've got a little sleeper here.
Oh, poor guy. Why is he so sleepy, Mr. Jacobs?
Yeah, did he have nightmares or something?
No, his family has visitors, and they brought a baby with them. And babies sometimes need to wake up a few times a night.
Say no more.
What do you know about babies, Rachel?
I know they're smelly and noisy, and if it wasn't for them being so cute, they'd be nothing but a lot of work.
I think there's a little more to babies than that.
I don't know, Mr. Jacobs. Mom volunteers in the nursery at church, and when I help out, I get to see firsthand. It's not all ruffles and passies.
I'm not saying that it is. Babies are a big responsibility, but they also are gifts from God.
Well, yeah, that's what everyone says. But look at Peter. He's completely exhausted. And that's just from a few hours with a baby. And he's not even taking care of it.
They can be a handful, it's true. But babies have a big part in God's blessings in the Bible. Stories about people like Abraham, Isaac, Job, Hannah, and David all feature faithful servants being given children from God.
But what's so special about babies? They can't walk, they can't talk, or eat, or even keep drool in their mouths.
Hey, you have a point, Olin. They are helpless. But just because someone can't do anything for themselves doesn't mean they aren't important. God tells us in verses like Matthew 25:40 and Ephesians 2:10 that everyone, even the smallest and weakest of people, are specially made by God for a reason. Besides, everyone, like it or not, was a baby to begin with. No person, no matter how important or special, skips out of this helpless part of life.
Huh. I guess that's true.
So, wait a minute. I'm just putting this together.
Putting what together, Olin?
Jesus is God, right?
Yeah?
And God is the most powerful thing in the universe, right?
Right. Oh.
Exactly. So, was Jesus the most powerful baby in the history of babies? Or, no, that doesn't sound right.
Or was Jesus a powerless God?
Can we say that?
That's what it says in Philippians 2:7. God decided to become a human, giving up all of his power and becoming a defenseless, helpless baby.
But why?
Good question. And I might have a drama script that can explain. I'll be right back.
Do you think we should wake up Peter?
Let him sleep. We'll wake him up when Mr. Jacobs gets back.
And now, from the garage of Lionel Jacobs comes the wonderful drama, The Adventurers Guild, an adapted biblical story about humility. Once upon a time in a land far away, there was a kingdom by the sea.
It is a fine nation under my rule, to be sure.
The king was very proud of his kingdom, but in his heart of hearts, he desired to reach further than his borders.
There are other lands out there, full of unknown wonders and treasures that my subjects would love to see and possess. I must call upon the Adventurers Guild, post-haste.
And so it was that the leader of the Adventurers Guild was called to the king's court.
You called for me, Your Grace?
Indeed. Is it not your job to go out and explore the seas? To discover new lands and peoples with which to do trade and make alliances? Go now and do so. The nation would flourish because of it.
But, Your Grace, the ocean is a fearful place of storms and creatures grim. We daren't set sail to our dooms.
As you may imagine, the king was not pleased to hear this kind of cowardice, but he chose to let the leader of the guild leave.
I don't know what else he expects from us. We're only men, after all.
Excuse me.
Yes? Who are you?
I'm Martha, a future adventurer. I want to explore the world and seek fortune and fame, to be the greatest explorer in the world. That is my aim.
Have you any experience?
Nay, sir, but what I lack in skill, I make up for with an eagerness to learn. Teach me. I have the need for the sea.
And so the guild took in Martha and taught her the tools of the trade. They taught her how to navigate and read the stars and how to sail a ship from stem to stern.
It's time, my friends.
Pray, time for what, brave Martha?
It is time we sailed across the sea to explore, as is our quest. Hath not the king told us to do likewise? For the good of our kingdom and honor of the king, let us set forth.
But the seas are treacherous. What if...
Bah, I say! The seas will soon know our will and strength. Come now, me lads, courage! I will lead us onward, forth and fear no darkness.
And with these words, Martha led the guild across the seas. And though they met with terrible challenges, they also achieved great victories, discovering new worlds and wonders, bringing glory to the king, and returning great wealth to the kingdom. After a few months, she met with the guild.
My friends, it is time I left you.
Speak not so, dear Martha. The men, we all love you, and wish not to see you depart.
I love you all too, and we shall meet again. But it is time I return to my father's home. In the meantime, go forth with courage as I have shown you. Be brave and do great things. I'm sure the best is yet to come.
And so, with heavy hearts, the guild bid her farewell and returned to their duties, discovering great things and having great adventures that fascinate to this day. Martha went back to the palace where she lived with her father, the king, who greeted her with open arms.
Princess Martha, welcome back. How are your adventures?
They were amazing, Father. but I have a feeling my friends are just getting started.
The moral is that when Jesus came to earth, he could have come in his full glory, powerful and mighty. But instead, he came as a baby. He grew up among us, learned from us, and then showed us the way to go. It's by his example that we know how to live for God, and though he may be gone for a while, if we live as he taught us, there's no telling what adventures we have ahead.
So sorry I slept so long. I guess I needed the rest.
No problem, Pete. We were able to have a good talk with Mr. Jacobs.
Yeah, because it's the thing to do here.
I guess. Thanks for not letting me miss out on the drama script.
Well, we couldn't have done it without you.
I guess. But I feel like I didn't get the whole picture. What brought it up? Something about the Christmas story?
Kind of. We were just talking about how, though they are nice and cute, babies can be pretty tough to deal with. Them not being able to talk or do anything for themselves.
And then Mr. Jacobs explained that even babies are important to God, and that everyone was helpless when they were a baby. Even Jesus.
And then the drama we read taught us that Jesus became a baby so that we would have an example to follow. Did I miss anything, Mr. Jacobs?
Sounded good to me, Rachel.
Okay. Guess I missed out on a lot of interesting stuff to talk about.
I did have one last question though, Mr. Jacobs.
Oh yeah, Olin, what's that?
You've talked about how Jesus gave up all his power to be born so that he could be our example. But does that mean in order to follow his example, we need to become babies too?
There are a couple of verses that say that very thing.
Wait, God wants us to become babies again? Where does the Bible say that?
John 3, Mark 10:15, and Matthew 18:3 are just some of the verses where God talks about that. Of course, he's not talking about becoming actual babies, but instead becoming humble. A lot of the time we think that we can figure out how God wants us to live on our own, and so we stop listening and learning from him. These verses tell us to stop thinking this way and to instead let God give us his strength, his knowledge, and his power so that our spirits can grow up strong, just like it says in James 4:10.
Ooh, I might have to think about that for a while. I'm not sure I'm awake enough to understand that all.
It's not just that, Pete. I'm wide awake, and I've got to think on that one.
Well, now that Peter's awake, you think it's a good time for us to practice a recorder piece, Mr. Jacobs?
I guess so, Olin.
I think I better head home then.
All right. Hope you sleep better tonight, Pete. Want to get the radio on your way out?
Sure thing.
Thanks for listening to the Kids Corner podcast. If you had fun listening, be sure to share it with your friends. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can join us every week. The Kids Corner and other Family Life podcasts are made possible by your financial support. Learn more at familylife.org.